Well, looks like this AI stuff's going to stick around for a while. Here are 5 hot, well-paying AI-powered cloud jobs that you can get today. Let's talk about them. Welcome to the Cloud Computing Insider. This channel explores the ins and outs of cloud computing without an agenda or following into the narrative set by big tech marketing. We look at what works and what does not, and the actual value of this technology in a balanced and information-forward way. If that interests you, please subscribe, like, and comment. I'm your host, David Linthicum, author, speaker, cloud and AI architect, top 10 cloud and AI influencer, B-list geek, and over-the-hill mountain biker. Let's get started. So what we're seeing now is AI is reshaping the tech job market, especially in the cloud industry, with companies racing to adopt smart, scalable solutions. And there's a surge in demand for roles that combine cloud, artificial intelligence expertise. And we're seeing this as beyond our wildest expectations of what we thought we would see 3 years ago. So a combination of interest in generative AI, combination of agentic AI, and really many enterprises out there just trying to create AI systems in the cloud and not as functional, innovative differentiators to take their business to the next level. So in other words, this is no longer optional. Businesses need to invest in this technology so they can compete in the marketplace. Companies that don't adopt AI technology, again, in the cloud or not, are going to see that they're missing the boat. They're not going to be as innovative as their competitors. They're not going to have the best customer experience. They're not going to create the best, most reliable, more optimized products, and they're going to end up losing their market space. So I get this question a lot. So if AI is going to influence the cloud computing space, what are the top AI career directions that I should take? In other words, what are the top AI jobs that are out there that are related to cloud computing or AI-powered cloud jobs? And so I put together a list of 5, and let's go through them. So the first one, and near and dear to my heart, is AI Cloud Solutions Architect, that design and implement scalable AI-powered solutions using cloud platforms. They're able to bridge the gap between business needs and advanced AI technology in the cloud. Obviously, I'm not a objective third party here. I teach AI architecture and certainly cloud architecture and combine the both many times. And I do think that this is a huge, viable, growing space right now. And anybody who is able to focus on how to build AI systems in the cloud, in other words, how to bring AI solutions to bear, and is able to take on an architecture role, which means you understand the business and you really represent the business in terms of how you're going to configure the technology to bring the most value to the business, that's going to be highly in demand and starting to scale up now. Organizations are realizing that they need some heavy hitters in terms of not only how they're going to move into the cloud, but how they're going to move their AI systems in the cloud. And so many positions that are opening up right now for AI architects. We obviously are running a fully mentored AI architecture course out of Go Cloud Careers. Check that out if you want. Shameless plug. But obviously, I believe it's going to be a huge growth area, I think probably for the next 3 to 5 years. And it's going to be one that pays the best as well. So the next one would be machine learning engineer for cloud platforms. They're able to build and deploy and maintain machine learning modules with services like AWS SageMaker or Google Vertex AI, and they ensure smooth integration of AI models into production and cloud environments. And so ultimately, this is the engineering part. So if the architects actually design the system, in other words, they create the innovative designs in terms of how we're going to configure this AI system and what technology we're going to use and what architecture we're going to use, whether it's going to be generative AI or agentic AI or old school deep learning, whatever. We need engineers to be able to build those solutions, hands-on people that actually look and understand at the existing cloud solutions out there, the existing AI cloud solutions out there, and are able to engineer the solution that you design and make it work, in essence, bring it into production. And obviously, if someone is going to be highly in demand in designing these systems, architecting these systems, then we're going to have a lot of people who are highly in demand in implementing these systems. And those are 2 different roles. Typically, architects are hands-off, engineers are hands-on. And so if you're a hands-on kind of person and you want to get into the next generation technology, being AI in the cloud, you're going to find there's a huge growth area for you right now as an AI engineer. So next would be Cloud Data Engineer. They're able to manage and transform large data sets for AI workloads on cloud infrastructure. They're able to operate data pipelines to enable effective machine learning and analytics. So AI is dependent on data and its ability to see data, lots of data, its ability to access that data, and its ability to leverage that data as training data is absolutely on the critical path to the success of AI. And many times people will build AI systems, machine learning systems, generative AI systems, without thinking through the data integration piece, the ability to communicate with back-end database systems, legacy systems, mainframe systems, things that are in the cloud, things that are not in the cloud, and bring it forward into a training data set that's in a good hygienic state and of good quality so they can leverage it to train their generative AI systems, their agentic AI systems, just simple machine learning systems. And that's something you can't miss. And I think as people, again, are hiring architects to architect these AI systems in the cloud and hiring engineers to implement these AI systems in the cloud, they have to hire people who are dealing with the data to understand how to connect these AI systems up, specifically the training scenarios, up to these back-end data sets. And they're in huge demand. And they've been in demand for a long time. So if you like the idea of data integration and playing the data integration role around supporting AI solutions enablement in the cloud, this role may be for you. So if you understand databases, you understand cloud databases, you understand on-premises databases, and you know how data middleware works and data abstraction works, things like that, or you're willing to learn, this may be some way to jumpstart your career. So next would be AI DevOps Engineer, or MLOps, as they may want to call it. It automates the deployment and monitoring of AI models at scale on the cloud, improves collaboration between data scientists and IT operations for faster and more reliable releases. So what this is and what this means is that obviously we have to make machine learning and generative AI as a derivative of machine learning, AI in general, agentic AI, all of that stuff that works in the cloud, it has to be those solutions typically are delivered through DevOps or development and operations, where we're closely tying the people who are innovating the solutions, building the solutions with the operations of these systems. And it's something that's very important, I think, for the enterprises to embrace. And so obviously, when you're moving into cloud, you need to have the same thing occurring. And so you have to figure out how to have a DevOps engineer that can figure out how to leverage AI effectively in the tool chain, as well as build AI solutions that the businesses you're going to need. So anytime we're going to build solutions, we're going to move stuff from idea into production, and we're going to iterate through the changes of these systems, including the training data, the knowledge models, things like that. All of these moving parts, you need to have specialists around, DevOps specialists who understand how that works and are very knowledgeable in terms of how machine learning or MLOps is applying to the space and how AI systems are both used to automate your DevOps supply tool chain, as well as building AI systems. So you have to kind of understand it at both ends. And so extremely important job. Already DevOps engineers were already very well paid, very well coveted. Not a lot of good ones around based on what I see out there. So if you're able to kind of take your DevOps career to the AI level, there's going to be some opportunities there for you. These are going to be very well paid jobs, and I think there's going to be a huge demand for them. And finally, AI cloud security specialist. These folks secure AI-driven applications and data in cloud environments. They address the unique security challenges posed by machine learning and artificial intelligence in the cloud. So we have a couple of issues here. The AI systems we're building in the cloud are going to create many new attack vectors. In other words, ways in which they can be breached. And so it's not just understanding how you do basic cloud security and data security in the cloud. It's basically understand how you're going to secure these AI systems, because different things have to be secured now. It's not just securing data or securing the core processes, but the ability to understand that the knowledge engine out there that's driving these AI systems is a vulnerability unto itself. And your ability to build security into the actual knowledge model is something that not many people around today can do. And it is going to be necessary for us, if we're going to bring these systems into deployment in the cloud environments, that we have people around who understand how we're going to secure them. Not just throwing technology at the problem, but truly doing a very well and very thoughtful architecture, security architecture around not only how we're going to maintain a single AI system, but how we're going to maintain all the AI systems that are in the enterprise portfolio. So if you like cybersecurity, you may be focused on other areas of security, you want to move into this aspect of it. AI security in the cloud and people who are able to be engineers and architects and building these systems are absolutely going to be in high demand as well. So it's exciting times. In other words, we have opportunities in front of us. And if as things change, you need to understand how to embrace change and figure out where you can position your career to take the most advantage of that change. It's not just finding the jobs that pay the most, but finding the jobs that make you the most happy. So think about this in terms of opportunities that are appearing in front of you. And these are opportunities that you have an opportunity now to embrace. In other words, move into those areas, get the training you need, get the entry-level jobs you need to position yourself to be a key leader in one of these 5, career options that we have in building AI systems in the cloud. This isn't going away. This is how we're going to do computing moving forward, and you want to get on the ground floor now. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other videos on this channel. Also, check out my InfoWorld Cloud Computing blog, 100+ LinkedIn Learning courses, and of course, my Generative AI Architecture course out on Go Cloud Careers. And finally, my latest book, An Insider's Guide to Cloud Computing. So until next week, stay very, very safe. Later.